Today I'm going to make a quick tutorial on how to get Nintendo 64 emulation up and running on your modded PlayStation Vita. There's a few different ways you can accomplish this, but my goal for this video was to get it done in the least amount of steps possible. Of course, we're going to need a few things first. You're going to need a modded PlayStation Vita. This will not work on a standard Vita, it needs to be modded. If you have a PlayStation Vita and you're unsure on how to mod it, I made an easy to follow tutorial that should get your PlayStation Vita fully modded in about 20 minutes or less. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. You're going to need to make sure your console is connected to Wi-Fi, and we're also going to need the PlayStation Vita USB cable. If you followed my modding tutorial, you should already have Vita Homebrew Browser installed on your console. If you have a modded PlayStation Vita that does not have Vita Homebrew Browser, no worries, I'll put a link to the VPK file so that you can install it on your console and follow this tutorial. So go ahead, navigate down to Vita Homebrew Browser and hit X. Bear in mind, sometimes this can take a while to load, especially if you have the older fat PlayStation Vita model. There have been times where I've waited up to 2 minutes for Vita Homebrew Browser to load up. Just be patient with it and it should load right up. Once the Homebrew Browser is fully loaded, use the right shoulder button to navigate over to the Emulators tab. Once you're in the Emulators tab, scroll down until you see Daedalus X64. If you see more than one on there, it doesn't really matter which one you install, but my recommendation would be to go to the one that has the most recent date. It's going to download all of the necessary data and install it right onto your console. This process can take a while. For me, it took about 5 to 7 minutes. Just be patient with it and let it do its thing. Once it's fully installed, you can go ahead and exit out of Vita Homebrew Browser. Scroll all the way down just to make sure that the icon is there, but we're not going to click into it just yet. From here, we're going to go to Vita Shell. Find Vita Shell on your PlayStation Vita and open it. Once Vita Shell is fully open, go ahead and tap Select, enabling USB mode. From here, we're going to go ahead and connect our PlayStation Vita to our PC, where we're going to transfer over some games. Over on my PC, I have a folder with a few Nintendo 64 games. We're going to transfer them over to the console so that they're playable. Once you connect your PlayStation Vita, you're going to find the folder on your console called Data. Open the Data folder and you should see another folder that says Daedalus X64. Open up that folder. Inside this folder, you're going to create a new folder and you're going to name this folder ROMs with a capital R and the rest all lowercase. Exactly how I'm presenting it on the screen. You can go ahead, open up this folder, and then we're going to drag our Nintendo 64 games onto this freshly made ROMs folder. Let them copy over, and once it's done, let's head on back over to our PlayStation Vita. We can now go ahead and close out Vita Shell, scroll down to Daedalus X64, and go ahead and open it. It's going to do a little loading, and once it's done, we should see all the games that we transferred over right here at the main menu. Some of the most popular Nintendo 64 titles run really good on this emulator. A lot of them run really smooth, practically full frames, and look really great on the PS Vita, especially if you have the older OLED model. Not all games are going to work 100% though. You're going to have some titles that run really slow and are virtually unplayable, and then you're going to have other titles that will just crash as you're trying to play them. Fortunately, with Daedalus X64, it lets you know this at the main menu. And that's pretty much it. Now you have Nintendo 64 emulation fully running on your PlayStation Vita. You can always reconnect the console to your PC, add more games, and take out the games that run choppy. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this is Ness, signing out.